Hello everybody, welcome to my first Kill Team battle report. In this game you will see Deatchwatch facing Genestealer cult. You have seen the list in the starting scene. Here is the list presentation. So we are playing Deatchwatch scenario. There are 5 objectives on the table, and at the end of each round you roll d6 for each objective you control, and if you roll 1 you get a mortal wound. If you roll 2 nothing happens. 3 is additional CP, 4, 5 is victory point, and 6 is 3 victory points. So a bit random, but hopefully it will be fun. So you see us deploying. It will take a moment. So I skipped ahead until we are all deployed. Here you see my Spartan Deatchwatch versus Genestealer cult. So Genestealer cult wins the initiative and starts approaching. They spread out to go from all different sides. So you see there is a dice tray. In the top part of the dice tray, the middle red dice will be a turn dice, and the 2 orange dice are our CPs. So Genestealer cult is moving, while Deatchwatch is observing the approaching enemy. So far the Genestealers moved forward, and a cult member with a heavy stabber moved behind one of the plants, and then mining laser heavy moved behind the other plant. This is actually, I guess, a sniper. And then the rest of the cultists moves behind the Genestealers forward. You want to take those objectives. Time for Deatchwatch to move. So the leader of the Deatchwatch moves in cover in range of objective to take it. Then the Reaver Sergeant moves behind the other objective. He planned to shoot his bolter as well. So the 2 other guys with heavy weapons ready themselves, and I get my black shield charging into the Genestealer. So there is a second guy getting ready. So this is the situation overview from the side camera. The black shield charging into Genestealer. There is a bunch of cult approaching, and my marines are holding their ground and aiming. Hope for some good shooting into that approaching mass, and my leader is hoping to shoot down that Genestealer. So my frag cannon heavy shoots at Genestealer and 2 cult members. I get 6 shots and spread them over that 3 guys bunch. I think 3 shots went into the Genestealer, as he is the most dangerous one. All wounded. I think he saved 1, and there is a table roll for killing him, and I killed another cult member, and the last one did not get wounded. Now my heavy flamer or Infernus heavy bolter with heavy flamer shoots with both weapons, and I shoot the Genestealer with the flamer, and the cultist will get shot with heavy bolter. I did get a comb specialist bonus, so I hit on trees, I believe now, because it's close range. So they don't die. One of them died, but the Genestealer survived, unfortunately. So these were my two rated guys. Now it's my opponent sniper with cannon shooting my leader, and he rolled 1, rerolled, and rolled 6 for hit, and then wounded. And because it's a mining laser, I get to get a save on a 6. I don't choose to reroll it with CP, and he rolls 6 in a table, so he takes me out. I spend a CP to have a 5+ chance of surviving with the tactics from Deatchwatch, but I fail. I also spend a CP to reroll that roll, but I failed again. So no, I guess tough luck. I lost the leader in round 1. So my reverse sergeant shoots at my opponent's leader. He hits twice, but fails to wound, rolling 1 and 2. So the dice are not on my side at the moment. So that was all of my shooting. Now my opponents will shoot his forces. So we have checked that he's a heavy stabber. I can see the reverse sergeant and Infernus heavy bolter. So he'll shoot all of his shot into the Infernus heavy bolter, missing all of them, unfortunately. Yeah, the cult is not known for their accuracy. He did spend 1 command point to have more shots. So the rest of his guys shoots, but whenever they hit, I managed to save. I guess losing a leader that had 20 points, that costed 21 points, was enough for 1 round. So now to my Black Shield, who charged. Because my Black Shield is my combat specialist, he's got 4 attacks, 3 of them hit. Oh, sorry, 2 of them hit, 1 wounds, and then he don't save, and I roll a 6 for a table roll, and he dies. He did spend a CP to reroll it, but also failed. So I got lucky, although we lost similar amount of points. He lost 2 Genestealers and 2 cult members, so that's probably around 30 points, and I lost my leader, who was worth around 21. So I have a bit of advantage in damages. And then we rolled a scenario, and he managed to get 1 CP, 1 CP from scenario and 3 scenario points, and I don't get anything because I wasn't lucky enough. And my leader, who was on the objective, died, so I couldn't roll for that one objective. So we start turn 2, roll for initiative, and I roll a 9, so that means I win the initiative, which is very key at that point, as we are very close to each other already. So now I need to plan. My Black Shield will first charge the remaining Genestealer and measure the lines of approaches, and I roll 11, so I just go the closest route, jumping over the high obstacle, and then my reverse sergeant charges his leader, hoping enough to kill him. I move my heavies so they can score the objectives and shoot my enemy. So the Genestealer tries to charge my veteran heavy gunner with Deatchwatch frag cannon, and this is very unhealthy thing to do. I get 5 shots for defensive fire, the auto hit, and just decimate the 3 wound or 2 wound. And I take out the Genestealer with 1 roll of 4. The rest of the cult, seeing that, decided not to take any charges, and they readied. Everybody readied, and they will be shooting. So the mining laser sniper spends a CP to have a better chance to shot. He hits, he wounds on 2s, and I get a saving roll on a 6, but I fail and I don't. I guess I don't CP it, but my opponent rolls 2 damage and their both damage is below. So just flesh wound, but he spends a CP to reroll it, and it's still a flesh wound, so my Deatchwatch frag cannon got lucky, hit by mining laser and survived. Then the grenade launcher shoots, he misses. Then the auto rifle shoots twice, hits once, but doesn't wound. So I guess there is a heavy stabber left. Hits 3 times, but doesn't wound. So luck is on my side. Oh, I guess he wounded once, but I saved with a CP reroll. So still all of my guys are standing. So now it's my time to shoot the mining laser. I get a bunch of hits, bunch of wounds. He doesn't save, but I only give him a flesh wound. So that's all of my shooting that I can do. Oh no, I guess I have a heavy with the Infernus heavy bolter, so he will shoot. So I shoot both weapon characteristic, 2 shots or flamer shots on the closer guy and the heavy bolter shots on the further guy. The mining laser gets 1 flesh wound, and the grenade launcher gets a flesh wound as well. Oh, was it a dude behind the grenade launcher? Now it's time for my charges. So my black shield charges the Genestealer. It gets 2 attacks, saves 1, and it gets a flesh wound, but I reroll and it's taken out. So far so good. And then now it's time for my opponent's leader to attack my River Surgeon, and he hits and wounds once, and I don't save. He has 1 wound left now. So now with all the attacks done for the round, we will start rolling to see what will happen with the objectives. So we are contesting 1 objective. My enemy Genestealer cult is holding 1 objective, and Deatchwatch is holding 3 objectives. So we roll the CPs. As you see, I managed to score 2 versus 3 of my opponent, and we start the turn 3. This time Genestealer Cult gets the initiative, and now they decide what to do first. The heavy stabber guy flanks, staying in cover, but also he wants to contest that objective. If his leader survives, he will still have both of them will hold the objective. And the rest of Genestealer Cult readies their weapons. So the situation looks now much better for Deatchwatch. All the Genestealers are gone, and quite a few of the dudes are gone. So now my River Sergeant just moves away, and I charge my Black Shield on the heavy stabber, and I think the guy closer to me. In case I roll poorly, I can get to just the close guy, but I roll decently and I charge to the heavy stabber. Heavy stabber shoots me but misses, and then the guy closer to me, and then my opponent decides, wonders if he wants to CP the roll, but he decided against it. Then my frag cannon charges the grenade launcher, who also misses, and my Infernus heavy bolter also charges. I CP the charge because I rolled poorly. I did want to get all of my guys into melee now because they are far superior to the cult, and I didn't want to give the mining laser any chances. So this is how the board looks before the melee combat. All the Deatchwatch Marines have engaged their enemy. So now let's get to work. So my Black Shield hit twice, wounded once. No save, and I take heavy stabber out. Then another charge of my Infernus heavy bolter, and I think he's fine. And same with the frag cannon. So the charge was not successful, but I still feel okay. Facing cultists in melee better than facing them in shooting combat, I guess. So my River Sergeant attacks the boss, and he saves. So that fight is still on. So now the cultists retaliate, and they don't manage to do much, which is to be expected. They hit on 4s and then wound on 5s, all except their leader, who has a mining axe and is a bit better. So end of turn 4, we start rolling for objectives. Currently I'm holding 2 objectives and my opponent is holding 1, but my luck turns a bit, and we end the turn with 6-4. and sorry, that was turn 3, and turn 4 starts, and I win the initiative. My black shield charges the leader, which my river sergeant could not deal with. The river sergeant falls back because I want to be able to hold that objective in the back, and then the cultists advance as they want to contest the objectives, and the lone gunner back is considering to take a better position. He doesn't see much right now and he wants to take out my river sergeant. So he runs into cover, holding the objective on my side of the board, and he will be able next round to shoot at my river sergeant. So that's the board. So my black shield attacks the leader. He hits only once, wounds once. He only saves on a 6 and he rolls a 1. I roll for an injury table and take him out. Now it's time for my veteran gunners to fight the cultists. Oh, before that we forgot that my river sergeant can shoot, and he'll take 2 pot shots at the mining laser, but he misses. Now the round of fighting versus the cultist, and there is another cultist taken out of action. So cultist tries to hit the marine, but because he's wounded already, he doesn't hit. And now the marine is hitting back, but also missed. So there will be another turn of scoring. My opponent holds 1 objective and he scores 1, and I hold 3 objectives and I score some points. So we end up the turn 4 with 5-7, and Deatchwatch wins the initiative. So in Deatchwatch turn, I will ready my frag cannon. I will charge the black shield into the last cultist, except the main increaser, and also my river sergeant will be ready, and I will fall back with the Infernus heavy bolter. My opponent readies his heavy mining laser, and because I won the initiative, I will start shooting first, so I will use the frag cannon first. So the frag cannon gets 7 shots. You would think that would be enough to get that guy. So this is round 5. So guess what? He didn't save, at least not all of them, and he'll get another flesh wound. Yeah, I think he's at 3 flesh wounds now, maybe 2. And he will use a special card. Oh no, I've got still my river sergeant who is ready. But no, before the readied river sergeant, he will shoot his mining laser, and he'll use grit the teeth so he will now have no minuses, and he hits the my heavy veteran heavy, and I failed the save. I tried to save him with the special tactics, but it didn't work out. He died. So my reverse sergeant will now try to retaliate. He hits once, but he didn't wound, or my opponent saved. Either way, he survived. So now my Black Shield will attack the last regular cultist and gives him flash wound, and then my opponent tries to hit me, but he didn't manage to do anything. And now we reminded ourselves that there is something like a break test for a kill team, and my opponent's kill team is broken. So the one of the cultists fails the nerf test, and the other one passes automatically by spending a command point. So end of round 5, we roll for the objectives. I get some more victory points. It's 9-5 currently, and we have a turn 6, although the only guy in my opponent's kill team is the almost immortal mining laser, but my frag cannon will shoot him now. We'll see if he can survive that, being at 3 flash wounds already. So I ready, he readies, and I have 5 shots, wound them, and he takes 1 save, and he cannot not be knocked down. And then again I hit the last dude and kill him as well. And we shake hands, and that's the end of the battle and victory of Deatchwatch. So the battle looked tough at the beginning, but it went good for Deatchwatch in the end. So this is comparison of what we lost. Thanks for watching, guys.